told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Okay, so how's everybody doing? So this is a bit of a insert, like a sort of feature commentary. I like to do them under 10 minutes, every now and again. It'll kind of breaks up a little bit of the flow of maybe a long series, in this case, The Diner, which, could be a lot longer, but I am getting to closure on it. There's probably one or two more episodes left. We'll call this a little bit of an update and just a little bit of commentary on why I build the way I do, and just maybe have a look at maybe just a few examples of what I think is, easy to do, right? Now, look, it's been said, or I was told anyway as a kid growing up, oh, you can't do that. Like that's not easy. Like there's no way that you can do that, right? And I don't know why it was, but I was this quiet little loner kind of kid, an introvert, right? And I never responded negatively to that. Actually, what it did is it compelled me to do it anyway, like to overachieve, to say, well, if you say it can't be done, I'm going to show you that it can be done. And so when it came to dioramas and model railroads and stuff, I read all the masters books, right? Like if they were to say something like, oh, this is easy. Well, of course it's easy for them because they've put the time in. They practice the art, right? But it's okay for them to say that because I understand that, because a lot of these procedures that I do are easy for me because I've done them so many times. I've made all the mistakes. And then some. I've worked in different fields in film and theater and my own private business and my own hobby endeavors and pursuits and so on. And I've worked just as hard as anybody else that has mastered this craft. And besides, the term master really is only attributable by those that are peers, right? I don't think once on this channel I've ever called myself a master. I don't, why would I do that? I don't need that recognition. I mean, the channel gives it, but I'm not here for show and tell, right? There are a lot of people that are great modelers, master modelers, and they like to show and tell their work, and they have every right to do so. But I like to take the time to produce videos to show people how to do it and why I do it the way I do. It's never intended to say this is the way. People that take that, assumption upon themselves, they do it for a couple of reasons, right? That they themselves struggle with, whether it's ego or sour grapes or, whatever, right? I support every modeler of every skill level. And if I put out a video, and I don't normally put out a video that says this is for beginners, but that is why I do what I do. Otherwise, why should all the, before social media, should we just burn all the books, the Shepard Payne books, the Ray Andersons, the John Allens, let's burn them then. Because they say for them, it's easy for me now, right? And that they shouldn't try to encourage the beginner to aspire to the skill level that they're at. And to attribute the skill or the gift of some kind of a mythological black art that only a few privileged elitists can have is a myth. That's just arrogance and elitism, right? If a person has a gift or an ability, they need to be encouraged and shown how. Not just show the work, but show how it's achieved and explain to them why, so that they too can aspire, just like I did when I was that little kid way back when, told that you can't do that. I was told that, not by my father, but by critics or people, that you can't do this. You can't achieve this, or you can't bring that into the art world, or you can't, sell that, or you can't, that's all it was. And I was never, ever intimidated by better modelers than me, and I'm still not. Why should I be? Because at the end of the day, it's all about your style. You need to develop your style through other means of inspiration or via other modelers that you aspire to and admire. Especially the ones that take the time and make the sacrifice to actually explain why they do the things that they do, right? So my lament really is don't listen to people that criticize you. Like, don't listen to people that want to run you down or tell you, you should do it this way or that way. I've never done that. I just show and tell how to do it and describe why I do it the way I do it. I never once pushed my dogma. That's just a fallacy that people make up that have no other means to criticize me with, right? And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I had to remove a few comments this last month. Some of you might have seen them, but I took them down pretty quick because they were rude and obnoxious, okay? And I monitor the channel, and I would say that 99.9% of the people are the most mature cross-section of modelers, from beginners to masters to male to female to ethnicity, whatever, right? It's an open channel. Everyone is welcome, right? Of every level. And I want to encourage people at every level. I learn myself. I go back and I look at, beginner channels I have bookmarked and I'm subscribed to, and I like to go back and watch their content because it reminds me where I came from. And I like to watch it. So, sometimes a lot of the content that I do, I know is maybe for the more advanced modeler, but I would love that. I wished I had that. I wished I had videos and extensive, comprehensive how-tos to build. I had to get everything from a few photos and a lot of text and practice. And we do have to practice our craft, right? So I guess my lament is to those people that want to just express their sour grapes and criticize. That's fine. I welcome criticism. And I would say that most of my subscribers know that, right? They're mature enough and smart enough and secure enough in themselves to know that, right? And I get lots of constructive criticism and I appreciate it. And I actually do it. I actually change things and implement. Like, you're going to see figurines in the final episode of The Diner that I told you that I don't like putting figurines in my locomotives or on my layout. But I'm going to do it at the request of people. I will do things and I do listen. But just let me make one thing clear. Like, I want to not only show my work, right, and let it speak for itself, but I also want to explain in detail, if I can, in a fairly high percentage of the content, how to do it and why it's done that way. And just quickly in closing, like why I build a solid substrate. Nothing is loose for a reason, right? Why I build wired trees, like I can shape every limb. Why I go to the trouble, because I can compose each limb even under photography, see? They won't shed. They're made of metal. Like I design and build a layout the way I trained myself and the way I learned from masters and pros above me, right? As a beginner, way back, right? So all I'm trying to do is pay it forward. That's all I'm trying to do. And I guess this is more of a lament to those few people out there that have said what they've said, or people that might be thinking about it or watching the channel secretly, right, or whatever, right? Like, chill out, right? And share. Like, if you're good enough to criticize me, and a lot of people are, then speak the truth about it. Don't give me your sour grapes or your criticisms or your things like, what's a legacy layout? A legacy layout is an inheritance. I've inherited this skill through hard work. I don't inherit anything for nothing. So I think most people understand that. So moving forward, I'm going to continue the content. the way it's always been, and I'll just weather those kind of things. But if anybody was wondering why they were deleted, they know who they are. And I don't have any time for that on the channel, and that's not what this channel is about. It's a solid community, and it's going to stay that way as long as I moderate it. Okay, so cheers, happy modeling. Thanks for all your support. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you, and happy modeling, and have a great day.